The Pine Ridge Indian Reservation is one of the poorest areas in the United States. In fact, 97% of the population lives below the federal poverty line. Life expectancy on Pine Ridge is the lowest in the country, 48 years old for men and 52 years old for women. In the entire Western Hemisphere, only Haiti's life expectancy is lower. The reservation is located in South Dakota and spreads across 3 counties: Bennett, Jackson, and Shannon. It is 50 miles east of the Wyoming border. The nearest city, Rapid City, South Dakota, is a 90-minute drive away. At 11,000 square miles, it is roughly the size of Connecticut and the second largest Native American reservation in the country. The reservation is divided into 8 districts: Eagle Nest, Pass Creek, Wackpomnee, La Creek, Pine Ridge, White Clay, Medicine Root, Porcupine, and Wounded Knee. According to the 2010 census, 18,884 people live on the reservation. About half of them are registered tribal members of the Oglala Lakota Sioux Nation. The reservation is a sovereign nation, which means that it governs itself and makes its own laws. Pine Ridge was created in 1889 when the U.S. government took over nearly 8 million acres of Sioux land and forced the Oglala to live on a portion of it. These lands are where some of the most significant events in Lakota history took place, including the Wounded Knee Massacre. This tragedy took place on December 29, 1890, when government troops killed more than 300 Native Americans, most of them women, children, and the elderly, near Wounded Knee Creek on the reservation. Today, Wounded Knee Massacre National Historic Landmark includes a mass grave where U.S. soldiers threw the bodies. Nearby is the grave of the lost bird, the sole survivor of the massacre. Along with poverty, people on the reservation struggle with a variety of difficult issues, including suicide, unemployment, and teen pregnancy. Despite these hardships, there is still hope for the future. The Oglala Lakota take great pride in their history. About a 2-hour drive from the reservation is the Crazy Horse Memorial, where much of their history and customs are displayed. Crazy Horse was a war leader of the Lakota and lived from 1842 to 1877. The monument in his honor will be the world's biggest stone carving when it is complete. At the memorial, dancers perform the hoop dance, which represents how all creation is connected. In the following performance, the dancer is pretending to be different life forms, including animals, plants, and planets. Dale Red Cloud, a park ranger at the Crazy Horse Memorial, is a descendant of Chief Red Cloud, who led the Lakota people when they were moved onto the reservation. Here, Ranger Red Cloud shares what the chief told the U.S. government.
You're putting us on a piece of land and you're putting a fence around us. So we ask you to come and help feed our people so that our children could continue to live upon Mother Earth. We ask you for 7 generations to come amongst our people and help them to overcome the mysterious diseases you shared when you gave us the blankets. We ask you to come amongst our people and show our children how to live your way of life.
Chief Red Cloud died in 1909 at age 87 on the Pine Ridge Reservation, where he was buried. He is quoted as saying in his old age, "They made us many promises, more than I can remember, but they kept one. They promised to take our land, and they took it." Today on the reservation, the Oglala Lakota face many challenges in life. Unemployment on Pine Ridge is estimated at around 70%, and virtually the only jobs are those working for the government or for the tribe itself. Shannon County, one of the 3 counties that make up the reservation, had the lowest per capita income in the entire United States, according to the latest Census Bureau data in 2010. In terms of health, half the population over age 40 on Pine Ridge has diabetes. The rate of tuberculosis is 8 times the national rate for the disease. Drinking also contributes to poor health. As many as 2/3 of adults may be alcoholics, and 1/4 of children are born with fetal alcohol spectrum disorders. Teenagers are hit hard by life on the reservation. Due to the lack of jobs, drug and alcohol abuse, and cyberbullying, teen suicide is 150% higher than the U.S. national average for this age group. In 2009 and 2015, the tribe declared a suicide state of emergency on the reservation. Other teens who survived the suicide epidemic are faced with early parenthood. Teen pregnancy rates among Native Americans in South Dakota are 4 times higher than those for the rest of the state's population. Despite all of the problems on the reservation, many groups are working to make life better. For example, the Stronghold Society and Levi Skateboarding are using the sport of skateboarding to help inspire young people.
The skateboarding culture in this country is really rich. And to bring that skate culture here and adapt it to what we're now calling the Lakota skate culture, we establish a new movement with them. And it's about giving them something to do as well. Because amongst this time, as in a reservation mentality, we're also experiencing suicide epidemic with our youth and a lot of hardships. So, excuse me. But that part of it hurts. That part of it is really hard because we do bury a lot of kids here. So we need to keep them inspired. We need to give them the opportunity to live. And we created what we call the Stronghold Society's Live Life movement. And we do that by building skate parks.
The nonprofit organization Remember brings more than 1,200 volunteers to Pine Ridge each year for week-long service trips. The volunteers form relationships with the Oglala Lakota and work on different outreach projects, such as building bunk beds for children, repairing roofs, and building outhouse facilities for the many homes that lack indoor plumbing. At Red Cloud Indian School, a Catholic high school on Pine Ridge, graduates are leaving to experience life off the reservation. Marley and Jacob both graduated from the school. They now study English at Yale University and dance at Brown University, respectively. In 2011, 9 of the school's students were among the 1,000 recipients of Bill and Melinda Gates Millennium Scholarships. These are just a few examples of hope on Pine Ridge. With the support of organizations that care, life can continue to improve for future generations of the Oglala Sioux.